Right, I'm in Bristol and I'm joined by Victor from the band Triptykon. How's it going, sir?
It is going very well, but let's see how it's going after the show. But I have high expectations, to be honest.
Brilliant.
Still.
This is the first night of the UK bit of the tour.
Correct.
You were saying like a lot could go wrong, but do you think it'll be all right on the night?
Well, of course, I think it's going to be all right, but still there are a couple of question marks, of course. It's the first time on a tour. There can always be some things that go wrong. We don't have a long changeover, for example. Everything, crew, band, needs to work together and find a way to do it. And usually things get smoother and smoother the more shows you do. But nevertheless, I think we definitely are not going to fuck up the show, that's for sure.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
For anyone that hasn't seen you live, what can they expect from your live shows?
Well, they can expect that it's going to be very, very heavy and dark.
Good. I think that's exactly what we want. It seems that most of your live dates this year are in festivals. Do you prefer playing the festivals to the normal sort of gigs?
I can't really answer that because I like both, to be honest. I can't really tell you if I prefer festivals or club shows. It always depends. It always mainly also depends on the circumstances, if the spark goes to the audience or not. And that can happen on a festival. It can also go wrong, and it can also go wrong on a live show in a club. But basically, that's the main thing for me. That's the energy that you get from the audience, or that is being created between audience and band, is best. And
yeah, well, I mean, with all the bands that are on the lineup, I think there's everyone here is going to be here to properly rock out. So there should be a lot of energy. I
hope so. Yeah.
The festivals you're playing at, Inferno and obviously the Metal Fest tour.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking forward to getting out on the road with Metal Fest?
Absolutely. I mean, that's kind of crazy to play 8 festivals in 10 days. Never done something like that before. But I think it's going to be quite cool, and I don't even expect it to be very stressful for us because it's all done by the same booking agency. We are just traveling around with a nightliner. And it's basically like a tour, just in front of really huge audiences every day. So I think that can be a really great thing. I
was lucky enough to catch your set at Bloodstock when you played there. What was it like being up on stage in Derby playing to all these
Actually,
people?
honestly, I think that Bloodstock was one of our best shows we had last year, because I think the reactions from the crowd were extremely good. It was the first time that we played in the UK, and the only time so far, and we didn't exactly know what to expect. We knew that Celtic Frost always had a quite good standing in the UK, so we were kind of hoping for something similar, but in a way, nevertheless, the show at the Bloodstock was a very positive surprise for us. So that's also why I'm having relatively high expectations towards the tour, because that one show in the UK so far was excellent for us.
I'm actually starting to feel nervous for the crowd now, hoping that they deliver for you. But, we'll see how it goes. Your album, which I can't really pronounce, how do you pronounce your album?
Well, I pronounce it Eprestera Daimones.
Yes, that one. Well, that album was released 2 years ago now, along with the EP with Shatter on it.
Yeah.
How were they received generally by fans and the critics?
Extremely well. I mean, it was exceeding our expectations, actually. We got so many fantastic, ridiculously good reviews for Eprestera Daimones, where we got like 100 out of 100 points, and being album of the year or being among the top 3 albums of 2010 in really very, very well-known magazines. I think we were album of the year in Terrorizer, if I'm not mistaken, which is a huge thing. And I mean, the reception of the fans and of the media couldn't have been any better, I think.
It does have a very Celtic Frost sort of feel to it.
Absolutely.
Was that a conscious thing to kind of carry on from where Celtic Frost finished?
In a way it's conscious, but in a way it's also just a completely logical step, because basically Triptykon kind of went on where Celtic Frost stopped. It was also the intention of Tom when he formed Triptykon to go on where he actually stopped. And I also played in Celtic Frost in the end as session member. And yeah, I think that many things that are on Eprestera Daimones also could have been on a potential next Celtic Frost album, but that was just not meant to happen. So it's a natural development. But still, I think that Triptykon also have brought some new elements, because every member in the band is bringing new stuff on the table. We are arranging the songs together. Also, by the just alone, if you look at the drum arrangements, that always has a big influence on a song. And of course, we have a new drummer in Triptykon.
Yeah, yeah. Well, as we've been saying, it's been a couple of years since your last release. Is there plans for another one?
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's really about time, I know. But we don't want to release anything that is half-baked. We're only going to release the next album when we have the feeling that this is absolutely perfect and the best thing we could have done. And, well, I really hope that we will finish the album this year, and I think that's a realistic plan. It's difficult still to have a release that year, but we will definitely finish it, and then we will see. I hope at least early next year that we can have the next album out.
So how far through the writing process are you already?
It's like we are right in the middle of it.
Brilliant. Is there any insider gossip that you can give me about this album?
No, not yet. It's too early. We are collecting ideas at the moment. I have a couple of demos recorded already. Tom is having ideas. It's just collecting ideas, and we are getting together to arrange all these things at the moment. And it's still at a stage that it's too early to say too much about it.
Would it be, I mean, could you say, for example, that it does follow on quite nicely from your last release?
Yes, I mean, it's not gonna break up with that style. It's the next logical album, but of course there will be new elements, like in every album that Tom basically did. There are always also influences from completely different styles of music integrated in the music. That has happened already, starting with To Megatherion, back in the old days with Celtic Frost, and that will always be the case in a way.
Yeah.
So there's always something unexpected on our releases.
Yeah. For artwork, you've done quite a lot of work with Geiger. He did the last album. Giger, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
He did the last album cover. Also, did he design one of the guitars as well that's in the band?
Well, that with the guitars is basically a coincidence, because he did not design them exclusively for us. It was just a design he did for Ibanez, like, I don't know, a couple of years ago already. But of course, in a way, it's a nice coincidence, because we play the Iceman guitars, and then just when Celtic Frost started to play again, they were just coming on the market, and that was just like a sign in a way.
So will you be working with him more for future album, well, with the next album cover, do you think?
Maybe.
Excellent. Right, well, the doors are about to open, so I should leave you to go and prepare. But thank you very much for chatting to me.
I thank you for the interview. And I still have plenty of time to prepare. It's no problem.
Brilliant, thank you.